Welcome to renttv, the cancer show. I swear. Excuse me. I swear. I hate this era of music we're in. It's like, bro, as far as like, let's just say like rap or hip hop, but everything else too, bro. It seems like rappers and so-called celebrities and stuff, they used to kind of be viewed as so cool, bro. But nowadays, bro, it's like you get tired of them, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You get tired of them, bro. It's like you see them enough and it's just like, bro, like, you start questioning, do you really fuck with them like that? You know what I'm saying? So maybe there was a gift in not seeing them so much when it wasn't so much social media and they weren't engaging so much, bro. It seems like the more you see of celebrities and rappers or just anybody, bro, the more you start seeing things and questioning, you might still mess with them and the stuff they do, but you start questioning, do you really mess with them like that, bro? It's like you start seeing their personalities and all that stuff, and it's like, bruh, like, do I even mess with them like that? Like, or was I just believing whatever energy that them and their team and the industry were putting together to push out there? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's crazy, bro. Welcome to renttv, the cast. And what's funny about it, bro, it's like, it also creates this effect where people feel like they could do whatever those people do too, just because it's just like, bro, how did this person get in that position? No, did he? How did they make it? Like, it's like the more you find out about them, the more you just question the whole thing, where it's just like, you end up feeling like you lost. And then even the older artists, bro, the more like I get to like, and I know I'm not the only one who feel like this, the more you get to like see some of the stuff that they do, you start realizing, bro, like, I didn't think he was like that. I didn't think she was like that. And then you realize it's like, bro, like, if I would have seen more of who this person is, I don't think I would have messed with them like that. I'm talking about just personality, bro. I'm not even talking about all the other stuff. I'm just talking about just personality wise, where it's just like, yeah, some people act a certain way when the camera come on because they don't really like that. But I'm just talking about personality wise, where it's just like, you realize, bro, some people and their art are two different things, bro. Where they're just making whatever they're making. It's not really a reflection of who they are. Like, they're just saying what they're saying when they hear a beat or whatever is written for them. It's not who they really are, bro. Like, it's just or maybe that's who they are, but when you actually get to see their personality, you realize, yeah, that's who you are, and I like the music you make, and you really are what you're saying you are in your music. And I'm not even just talking about specifically gangster stuff. I'm just talking about that's just who you are. Whatever it could be R&B, it could be whatever. That's just who you are. It could be pop, like that's just who you are. The stuff you singing about and all that shit, on all that stuff. But your personality within that is like, it turns people off. was just like, I don't really like you. Like, I like your art, I like your music, I like everything about you, but your personality is kind of like, you know? So it's like the art and the person, sometimes you either have to separate the two, to mess with somebody sometimes, or you might not mess with them at all, or it might make you even like not view the music a certain way. Like, if you don't have a certain type of understanding of, it's just art sometimes, and also people could feel how they feel and still be authentically who they are within that music, but the way they might express that in that song might not be the way they would express that through conversation or through words or through the stuff that they're saying. You know what I mean? So it's like, sometimes that throws everything off, where it's just like, based on what I'm hearing, a lot of people who listen, you picture that person to be a certain way because you view it from how they're saying it in the song or in the art form. You view it from that perspective, where they're saying this in this way in the song, so that's how they would say it in person. They're doing it like this in the videos, so that's how they would do it in person. But it's like, no, the camera is just on. Now, there's some people that's different, and I feel like to a certain degree, we've kind of transitioned more into where people want, when the camera comes off, people still move like the cameras are on. What I mean is, not you adapting to the camera, it's just you necessarily, that's just who you are. It's just the cameras are on. So whether the cameras are on or off, that's just who you are. So it's been somewhat of a transition that's been happening that I noticed. But I feel like that's all based on what I'm talking about. How, and to keep it going even further, I feel like that's why the lifespan of an artist has shrunk over the last couple of decades. You know what I'm saying? Just because people are actually getting to know these people outside of the music. You actually getting to see these people outside of the music. You actually get to hear these people talk and conversate and have conversations outside of the music. And people get turned off more, and it's like people get sick of their personalities, of who they are, and the things they do and how they act, where it's just like, oh, it doesn't correlate necessarily with the music they're making, or the emotions that you are feeling through the music. It doesn't correlate with who they are like when you see them in person, when you hear them talk, it's like, it turns a lot of people off from the music, where it's just like, bro, like, how can I go listen to the music when it's just like, I used to picture you a certain way, I used to think of you a certain way, and now based on everything you're doing, it's just like, I can't even really, like, it's like you messing with the perception of the music and the art. It's like those two things have been blended, and before there was somewhat of a degree of separation, a couple degrees of separation that existed, and now it seems like, bro, those worlds just keep being blended, and to a certain degree, reality TV changed everything. Reality TV changed everything. And now Instagram is just reality TV. That's just a reality TV app. It's an app based on reality TV, with the stories, with all that stuff. Every app, really. Twitter, that's what all that stuff is based on. Facebook, it's a reality TV app. Reality TV changed everything. And it's funny how all these things came about, guess what? Around the same time as reality TV, or right after reality TV. So it's like the worlds have blended. And yeah, some will say reality TV ain't real, but that's exactly what I'm saying. Where the perception of reality TV is that it's real. And then you find out it's reality TV. It might mess your perception up of how you view all that. It might turn you off. But it's reality TV, meaning it's a reality version of TV. Doesn't mean it's real. And I feel like it's the same with the art and these artists. It's a reality version of what's really going on in life, or emotions that people really feel in life. It's just a reality version of it, of what the industry, of whatever that kind of vibes is. But it doesn't mean it's necessarily real. It doesn't mean, like, you can go write a song for an R&B or a pop star and they will sing the song, but the writer might have had those emotions and felt all those emotions and dealt with those problems, or was close with somebody who dealt with those problems and wrote that, feeling those emotions. And then they could give it to a singer, a pop star or R&B artist, and they could sing it just as well or better because they can relate to that and they could feel those emotions. Now when the fans hear that, they correlate those emotions to the person who sang it, the person who delivered it. Their connection is with the person that delivered it, not necessarily the person that wrote it, but their connection might be even deeper to the person that wrote it, because the person who sang it and delivered it, they connected to that too. So they sang it from a perspective of they connected to that, right? But when people perceive it and they receive it, no diddy, they get it from a perspective of it came from that person, because that's the face that's attached to it. So they attach all their emotions and everything they feel to that person. But then when reality hits and they're so connected to like certain songs, it's just like, man, I felt like this, I went through this, da 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 da. And then they might talk to the artist, or the artist might express themselves when it comes to those certain things. And it's like the fans or whoever might not understand, or they might feel like, man, like what? Like they feel like they were deceived or whatever to a certain degree, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. But it's just, you connected to it the same way that person who sang it connected to it. But it doesn't necessarily mean the way they capture that emotion as the person who wrote it. That's the connection maybe you were searching for. But it's one person removed from your expectation. So even if you connect to that as much as you want, you can only connect to that as much as you can, because the person who really, you're not having a conversation with them. So to a certain degree, everything was a certain way because you didn't really get to talk to the artist or see the artist that much, and you never really got to talk to the person who wrote it. Rarely do you ever get to do that. So now everything is left with you and your imagination. Closest thing you could have done back then is go to the show, watch them on the stage. And that doesn't really dilute your imagination. It doesn't dilute anything you think, because guess what? You're just watching them on stage. So you still keep that perception. You still keep that perspective. But now you get to see these people. You get to see how they act. You get to see how they move. And everything they do, you judge them and you question all these things, your favorite songs and all that. Now it's like, oh shit, like people get turned off quicker. The lifespan of an artist gets shorter and shorter just because people have that access now. It's like a barrier has been removed, and a couple barriers have been removed, and barriers just keep being removed. And it's like we're in this space now where it's crazy.